Welcome back to another Flutter video. In this episode, let's dive deeper into the SliverList widget. So SliverList creates a linear scrollable list of widgets. The Sliver widget works in combination with the Sliver app bar widget, providing a reactive user interface to the user scroll event. So in the first episode, we learn how to create SliverList. We use this class right here, the ListChildBuilderDelegate, and we use it to create a list of items where we have the benefit of having the lazy load. So basically this class has the same behavior as if you are using this ListView.builderName constructor. So the same rules apply. Use this widget when you have a large list of items that you want to render inside of a list. So for this episode, let's learn how to work with the other class and also learn how to work with the other name constructor for this widget right here. So the first thing I want to do right here is select everything and then delete it. So besides of using this sliver child list builder, we also have this sliver child list delegate. So to use this class, let's create a new widget right here, the sliver list. And here for the delegate, let's use this class right here, the sliver child list delegate. So this class will expect a list of position argument for the children. So if you hover over it, you will see right here. So here, what we can do is call the list dot generate method. And here, let's say we want to generate 10 items. And then for the generator, we can use right here an arrow function or an anonymous function where we provide the int for the index. And here, let's return a list style widget. So let's just define the title. So here can be a text widget. And let's say this will be used for the small list. And then let's call this item and then provide the index position. So add a semicolon right here. And then add a comma here. And also here and here. So now when you save, so now after we have this SliverChildBuilderDelegate, we also have the SliverChildListDelegate class. So now, what if you want to display different items inside of a list? So you can still use right here the SliverList, but now let's use it using the name constructor for it, SliverList.list, and here you provide a list of items that you want to render. So let's say we want to render right here a container widget. So let's define right here a margin to it. Let's use constant edge set it asymmetric and then the property horizontal with the value of 8. Let's also add padding to it. So you can use a constant edge set with the value of all and the value will be 8 pixels. So let's align the item to be center. And then for the child, we can use right here a text widget. And then for the text, let's say container widget. So let's also apply a background color to it so we make this container visible. So let's use the color property and let's use colors.amber. So now save. Let's scroll down a little bit. You'll see right here we have our container widget. If you want, you can also add a card widget right here. Let's call the padding widget and then edge set it all. The value will be 8 for the padding. Give it a comment and call a child to be a text widget. Let's make the text constant. And then let's say card widget. So now save. So you can see right here we have a card widget and also a container widget displaying using the SliverList.list name constructor. So what if you want to create now a horizontal list? Is that possible inside of a sliver list? The answer is yes, but we need to apply some change right here. So the first option or the first approach you can use to create an item, making this custom scroll view to scroll now horizontally instead of vertically. So for that you can call right here the scroll direction property and here you use the access class with the value of horizontal. But right here, if you try to save as it is, you will get an exception. The problem is we are using right here inside of our sliver list, we are using this widget right here, the list child widget, and this widget will expand the horizontal space. So just to see it, let's save it. You see we get this exception right here, complaining about the box constraint. So you can come right here. So what we'll do is select these widgets right here and just delete it, these two. So let's use this one. In here, let's use a container widget instead of using the list style widget. So let's define right here a color to it. Let's use colors.amber. And then here, this will be a child widget now. We also need to provide the weight to your item that you want to display inside of this list. So let's say this will take 100 pixel. Now save. Let's reload our app again. So notice even the app bar now is scrolling horizontally. Let's add some margin to it. So let's call right here edgely set.all. Let's say the margin will be 8 pixel. And let's also change right here the color. So you can do right here the index and then do dot. Let's check if this is even. Do a question mark. Let's say color will be amber. Otherwise, the color will be blue. So now save. And to be able to see this text widget, let's make this one 150. Now let's enter. Alignment will be alignment.center. So you can see right here, this is how we can create a horizontal list. But notice this is not the recommended approach to display items in the list because we are making the whole layout horizontally. So another approach is to come right here. First thing you need to comment to this property. Then let's go below this sliver list. Let's call the sliver box to adapter. And right here, you call a child. And here we need to provide a widget to constrain the height of our list item. So you can use either a container or a size box widget. So let's use right here the size box widget. Let's call right here the height. This will be 150. And then call a child. And here we can use the regular ListView widget. So let's use the ListView.builderName constructor right here. So right here, let's define an anonymous function first. So let's provide right here the context. Give it a comment also called the index. And then let's copy this container widget right here and place it inside of our builder right here. So now you can select this widget and just delete it. So now save everything. Let's format our document. So here, let's also apply a padding to it. And so you can use edgely set.symmetric name constructor. And let's say right here horizontally, I want the padding to be 8 pixel. Then you can call right here the scroll direction. And let's use the axis class dot horizontal. So now save. And here, this is how you can create a horizontal list using a regular ListView widget inside of your CustomScrollView widget. So notice these two rules right here. You need to use this sliver box to adapter, and then you need to constrain your list using either a size box widget or a container widget. So this is it for this video. This is how you can work with the SliverList view widget inside of your CustomScrollView widget. In the next video, let's focus our attention in learn how to work with Sliver Grid widget. So this is it for this video. If you find this video useful, give a like and also subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get notification when new videos are coming out. This is it. See you on the next one.